If you have an upcoming sailing with Royal Caribbean and you're a first-time cruiser, one of the things that you'll encounter is the mobile app for your trip. This app, which has been out for a number of years, will allow you to view the required safety information such as your muster station. It will allow you to schedule events and see what you want to attend while you're on board. It will also allow you to stay connected with people that you're sailing with by allowing you to message them, among other things. One of the questions that may come up is if you need the internet package for all this to work. The answer may surprise you. The Royal Caribbean app is pretty nice and it's much better than the paper version that they used to print out in the past. In addition to being less wasteful, they can dynamically update event scheduling should things change, which obviously you can't do once a paper version is printed. The quick answer to do you need Wi-Fi and the internet package is yes and no. Let me explain. Downloading the app requires the internet, but of course you can do this before you sail. As a matter of fact, that's highly recommended. After that, you won't need the internet package because the Wi-Fi on the ship is free to use. The scheduling and messaging features of the app will work just off of that. If you want to be disconnected from the rest of the world but still be able to use your Royal Caribbean app, you can do that with just the Wi-Fi network access. Oh, and the messaging feature is now included free of charge, whereas I've heard in the past they did charge for it when it was initially deployed. So, more the reason to use the app, especially if you're traveling with family and friends. Now, I've seen some people bring walkie-talkies on board and it's incredibly distracting, especially at events. Please don't be that guy. Don't be that guy that's super loud on the radio saying, "Shh, what? I can't hear you. What? What? Say again?" So yeah, on my last cruise, someone did have a walkie-talkie with no earpiece, so I speak of this from first-hand experience. Now, before we continue, I do want to take a pause here and make a distinction between Wi-Fi and the internet because a lot of people confuse the two terms, but they're not the same. Wi-Fi refers to the technology that allows you to connect to the local area network. So, for example, all of the devices and services that are available on the ship that's contained on the ship, that's part of the local area network. That's part of your Wi-Fi network. The internet is everything else. So if you need to connect to your work VPN, you're checking your work email, if you're watching YouTube, you're looking at cat memes, all that's connected across the globe outside of the ship, that refers to the internet, whereas the local stuff refers to the Wi-Fi. So if you're trying to message people locally on the ship, you just need Wi-Fi access. You don't need the internet to get Wi-Fi access, but you do need Wi-Fi access to get to the internet. The Wi-Fi access is free of charge on Royal Caribbean ships, so you have that benefit. And if you need to connect to the internet to work or whatever, then you have that option, but it is not required. What happens when you don't connect to a ship's Wi-Fi network? Without connecting to the ship's Wi-Fi, you can still use the app, but you can see the scheduling as it was before you disconnected. And then also the messaging feature will not be available because the connectivity is not there. Please note, if you're off of the ship's Wi-Fi and you have a cellular connection, for example 5G, then you still can't message people because with the Royal Caribbean app, you need to be on the ship's Wi-Fi to utilize that feature. That service does not seem to be published to the internet. From my personal experience, that works right when I got back on board. If you're planning to stay connected after you get off the ship at the port of call, then your international talk and texting plans will come in handy. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and download the Royal Caribbean app ahead of time and don't do that last minute so that you can make sure you can test logging in and making sure that your username and password can authenticate properly without any issues. You can also double check to make sure your Crown and Anchor Society information is up to date with your points and have all that taken care of before you board. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy your next sailing.